Taylor and Iman Shumpert divorce has
Yeah,
no
I feel
final.
so close to you.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck all that. We straight.
I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media. But what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be constant.
Nobody expected this. Not her team. Not the fans. Not even Iman himself. And yet, there they were. 3 people sitting in a silent room where the air felt thick enough to choke on. Iman Shumpert, still tall and commanding, stared straight ahead. Teyana Taylor sat across from him, her fingers clutched tightly together in her lap. And Aaron Pierre? He wasn't even there. He had left before the truth fully surfaced, leaving behind a mess that could no longer be hidden. What happened in that room wasn't a fight. It wasn't a screaming match or a breakdown. It was worse than that. It was quiet. Painfully quiet. Teyana finally looked up, eyes full of something between shame and exhaustion, and said 5 words that knocked the breath out of Iman. Aaron is the baby's father. It didn't register at first. Iman didn't flinch, didn't speak. It was as if time paused. For months, maybe even longer, he had believed the baby was his. Even after everything, even through their separation, he thought they still shared something sacred. But now everything made sense and nothing did. All the questions he had buried started clawing their way back up. To understand how we even got to this point, you have to rewind. Not to the headlines, not to the photo ops, but to the moments that didn't make it to Instagram. Teyana and Iman had been rocky for a long time. Rumors had swirled, but the two kept appearances up, acting like everything was fine. There were public dates, interviews where they spoke fondly of each other, and social media posts dripping with nostalgia. But behind all of that, silence. Space. Tension. Then came Aaron Pierre. At first, no one thought much of it. He was in the entertainment world like them. A quiet, talented actor with that brooding charm. He and Teyana were spotted once, then twice, then a few more times, enough to raise eyebrows but not enough to confirm anything. Fans speculated. Were they just working together? Friends? Something more? It started as whispers, but when Teyana began posting cryptic messages about new beginnings and peace in chaos, the internet went wild. People assumed she was moving on. And honestly, who could blame her? Her split with Iman had been brutal, dragged out by blogs, dissected by fans, and filled with rumors no one ever addressed. So if Aaron made her happy, then good for her, right? That's what everyone thought, until she disappeared. Teyana went ghost. No events, no red carpets, no new posts. For months, there was nothing but silence. Then one day, she uploaded a black and white photo of her hand holding a tiny baby's fingers. No caption, no tags, just that. And the internet exploded. Was it her baby? When did she give birth? Who was the father? Speculation came fast. Some thought it had to be Iman's. After all, the timeline sort of lined up. Others thought it might be Aaron's, based on old paparazzi photos. But nobody knew for sure, because Teyana didn't say a word. She didn't owe anyone an explanation, and for a while, people respected that. But then came the leaks. An anonymous tip sent to a gossip blog claimed Iman had requested a private paternity test. The tipster said he had been suspicious after noticing dates and details that didn't match up. Allegedly, he had quietly asked for confirmation, hoping to keep everything out of the press. The blog ran with the story, and suddenly the calm turned to chaos. Fans started pulling receipts, breaking down timelines, analyzing everything. They looked at every IG post, every paparazzi sighting, every quote. And slowly, a new theory formed. The baby wasn't Iman's. It was Aaron's. Still, nothing was confirmed. Aaron had gone quiet. Iman hadn't posted anything at all. And Teyana? She stayed off the grid, only reappearing once to post a cryptic message. Truth always comes for the silence. And then came that private meeting. Sources close to the situation said it was set up quietly. No lawyers, no cameras, just Teyana, Iman, and a close friend who acted as a witness. She wanted to tell him herself. No press, No mess. Just the truth. And that's when she said it. Aaron is the baby's father. According to insiders, Iman didn't say a single word during the explosive hearing. After the testimony wrapped, he simply stood up, gave a single, almost imperceptible nod, and walked out, cool, calm, and completely silent. Since that day, sources say he hasn't spoken to Teyana directly, not one message, not a single phone call. The silence between them is deafening, charged with more tension than anyone can guess. Meanwhile, Aaron? He vanished. The very next day after the drama unfolded, he hopped on a flight to London and has been laying low ever since. His team is tight-lipped, refusing to comment on his sudden disappearance. Even more telling, his Instagram has been wiped clean, no posts, no stories, no trace of the once active social media presence. Rumors are swirling that he's also dropped out of a major upcoming project, all in a calculated move to stay off the radar while the storm rages. And then there's Teyana, caught in the middle, left to carry the weight of everything crashing down around her. A newborn baby, a shattered relationship with two men who both seem to be retreating into shadows, and a relentless media firestorm hungry for answers, details, and drama. The pressure must be unbearable. But in a move that surprised many, she broke her silence with a short but powerful statement released through her publicist. Motherhood is a sacred journey. I made a choice to walk through it in silence and strength. I stand by my truth and will continue to protect my peace and my child. Her words didn't confirm the rumors, but they didn't deny anything either. And for a lot of people, that was enough to fuel speculation even further. Public opinion has splintered into factions. Some are furious at Aaron, branding him a coward for disappearing just when things got real. Others are pointing fingers at Teyana, accusing her of deception and of hiding the full truth from Iman. Yet another group is defending her, saying she was simply trying to shield her child and herself from further trauma, doing what any mother would do in a brutal, public mess. But one thing almost everyone agrees on, Iman didn't deserve to be blindsided like this. Insiders reveal he's devastated, not just over the betrayal, but because he genuinely believed the baby was his. He had started imagining a future, planning a nursery, sharing dreams with his family. He was holding on to hope for a fresh start, even if the marriage itself was unraveling. And now, that hope has been crushed, leaving him lost in the wreckage of what could have been. Now, he's trying to rebuild quietly, focusing on his kids, staying out of the media, leaning on his close circle. But the wound is fresh, and it shows. Meanwhile, the rumor mill hasn't just been turning, it's been spinning out of control. New whispers suggest there's a lot more to this saga than anyone on the outside could possibly know. Some insiders say Teyana had her reasons, real, raw reasons, for keeping the truth from Iman. That her relationship with Aaron wasn't just a fling or a PR move, but something far more complicated. One source even claims something happened in those early months, something unspoken, that changed everything. According to one leak, Aaron wasn't exactly on board when Teyana first told him she was pregnant. That he backed off. That his reaction left her reeling. And out of that fear and disappointment, she decided to protect herself the only way she knew how, by staying silent. But another insider paints a different picture. They say Aaron did want to be involved, that he even considered stepping up publicly, but his team shut it down fast. They allegedly warned him that acknowledging the child would mean inviting scandal, headlines, and chaos into his already rising career. So he chose silence. Or maybe he didn't choose at all. Maybe he was forced into it. Whatever the real story is, one thing's clear. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. The fans want answers, and they want them now. Some are dragging Aaron online, demanding he grow up and speak his truth. Others are pressing Teyana for transparency, begging her to just say it and stop hiding behind vague statements. But those closest to the situation say neither of them are likely to go public anytime soon. The wounds are too fresh. The stakes too high. Legal risks, emotional damage, reputations on the line. It's all too heavy. But now, the internet's running wild with theories. And one of the most surprising? That Iman, despite everything, still wants to be in the baby's life. One source claims he told a close friend, "Blood doesn't make you a father. Love does." If that's true, it flips the whole story on its head. It means that even after the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the silence, he's still willing to show up. For the child. For the future. But that choice? It's anything but simple. Because if Aaron is the biological father and Iman wants to stay involved, where does that leave Teyana? Where does that leave the baby? In the middle of a love triangle no one expected, where two men may want to claim the same child, but for very different reasons. It's messy. It's painful. It's real. And maybe that's what hits hardest. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a story full of human emotion, missteps, and impossible choices. Real life rarely plays out in black and white. And this one, it's all gray. So now, all we can do is wait. Wait for the next post. The next move. The next quiet bombshell that turns everything upside down again. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that this story doesn't end when the headlines fade. It keeps unfolding, one silence, one statement, one secret at a time. What do you think? Did Teyana do the right thing by coming clean now? Should Aaron finally step up and clear the air? And Iman, if he's still willing to be a father figure, should he? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, the real tea? It hasn't even spilled yet. Subscribe to Gossip Spill so you don't miss the next twist. Because when this silence finally breaks, it's going to be loud.